back to another Paralives dev chat.
If you're interested in learning more about the Paralives development, then you're in the right place. I'll leave a few links like their Patreon and website for you to check out, but also to my playlist that contains all of these dev chats and another one for other update videos for the game.
Before we get into the video, let's talk about the best way to purchase your video games online, and that is through Instant Gaming. If you want discount games or DLC, I recommend checking out Instant Gaming. You'll find PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo games, all for a real good discount.
Let's get to the good, shall we? Our first category will be community voted questions. It's not planned at the moment, but I personally would love to see a handrail like the one featured in the photo, even if it's just a decoration. It's still good. What kind of interactions for parenting will be planned? Parenting gameplay hasn't been finalized, but the main difference between a parent-guardian versus an acquaintance and child relationship should be the amount of influence parents have on what kids do. Also being able to reward them for good behavior and reprimand them for being bad. What sort of things would you like to see? How will the devs balance out the cozy and challenging part of the game? The goal isn't to make a utopia. There should be drama in Paralives. At the moment, the focus is on finishing the core elements of the game, which are all about cool gameplay progression mechanics so the game feels rewarding and that you can customize the career, personality, etc. of your characters in interesting ways. Then time will be spent on adding drama and fun details to make your parafolk take different directions in life, and not always for the better. I'm glad to see that the focus is on finishing the core elements. I know it's hard to be patient to see some more of the exciting parts of the game, like how will we, the players, be able to add drama to our characters' lives? But we won't be able to do that if the core features aren't finished. So yeah. Next, let's talk about more general questions. This is an interesting question. Were roofs present for the gameplay reveal video? For the recording, the ceiling and the roofs were actually removed because they haven't tweaked the interior lighting yet. So no, they were not. Currently, paras don't have an inventory, but this will be addressed in the future. There are so many ways that they could go about this. They could have it so that the para must actually be wearing the inventory. If they're wearing a knapsack,
Backpack,
or purse, then they'd have an inventory attached. Maybe the size of the object affects the inventory space. How about that? Like I said, there are so many ways to go about this. That is just one idea. Adding voices to the parafolk seemed like it would be a daunting task. How are they going to approach this? Ideally, there'd be 6 different adult voices the player can choose from, but there's a chance that there might be only 2 for early access, with the rest being added later on. As for voice customization, there's still some stuff that needs to be figured out in regards to the technical aspects of it. Apparently, a lot of this will be decided in the near future.
exciting stuff.
The plan is to add different sounds for walking on different surfaces. Will this apply to different shoes too? Yes, it does. For early access, there might be just sports shoes and barefoot sound variations, but it's a work in progress. Let's talk build mode, shall we? Will players be able to create skylights? Well, the basics of a basic roof system are in place. The developers haven't thought about skylights or advanced roof mechanics just yet. Jeremy says it might be quite difficult with the current system, so don't hold your breath. Some buildings have little window wells for lower level windows, but some are simply like this. Will players be able to build something like this in Paralives? The goal is to make what we see in those pictures possible, but it's a bit complicated though, so work on the basements will be done later during the early access phase. In the gameplay reveal, there are a lot of objects with English text. Will it be translated to other languages, or will the game in other languages still have objects with English on them? Or do they work like the Christmas stockings and players can customize what's written on them? Chloe says the text in the game isn't edible on most items. They are written within the item's textures, so the only way to change them is to modify the item itself. It is not planned to translate those for the time being. Currently, players will have a group of swatches or palettes to choose from, which are created by the team to best fit each item. With the color wheel, you'll only be able to change the color of certain colors in that swatch. Will fences have end pieces that stay even after extending the fence, or will they automatically disappear and reappear at the end of the fence? In Paralives, the end pieces will not disappear and reappear if the fence is extended. There will be fence types that have sectionals automatically applied. The fencing tool isn't final. These things might change or be improved upon during early access. Will there be older looking assets for build by? This is a great question because personally I love creating buildings that look older or a little bit more worn down. I love the look of historical buildings too. At the moment there are some items and build elements that are a bit older looking, not specifically neo-Gothic stuff, but some that could broadly fall in the neoclassical category. Once the developers have finalized the main influences for the setting of the game, it will influence a lot of the architecture and buildings in the game. This is something I'm very excited to see and know the answer to. Our final question is about if religious symbols like different types of hijabs will be included. Right now there isn't another hijab planned, but other religious symbols like a turban have been included. There won't be religions in Paralives, but the developers wanted to offer players a way to represent themselves physically. And that was all that was written. Let me know what your favorite part of the dev chat was and what you would want to see moving forward. I know that there's been a lot of little updates that they've been sharing each week. Hopefully I'll get onto that stuff real soon and we can talk about the newest updates and what they've been showcasing, because it's been exciting. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. It really means a lot to me and it really helps the channel because it tells YouTube to push my videos out to a wider audience. Until next time, stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. Bye!